The carbon cycle is one of the nutrient cycles which involves biological, human, geological, and physical/chemical parts of it. The carbon cycle is also based off carbon dioxide, which the plants take in using photosynthesis, which allows them to make carbon compounds. As you see, Jose is starting that now by drawing out the carbon dioxide going to the photosynthesis, well, the plants who use photosynthesis to make the carbon compounds. Also, the carbon dioxide, it goes through the rain into the water, which then uses photosynthesis and respiration and creates its own mini cycle there. Now we can get a clear picture of it once Brendan finishes it up. And then everything else goes back up to carbon dioxide, which the water goes back up to carbon dioxide using a carbon dioxide bubble. And photosynthesis, once it's done, the respiration burns the carbon compounds, releasing the carbon dioxide by both plants and animals. And now, as we continue with our cycle, after in between those two things that are going on, we also have the long-term storage of the carbon as fossil fuels, which is basically like, you know, gas and stuff like that, because we're using the long-term. It's a long-term storage of carbon, but as a fossil fuel itself. And then once we do that, us humans, we burn the fossil fuels for energy. So basically, fossil fuels like gas, basically is what it is. And then it all leads back to carbon dioxide. And coming down from the rain is marine sediment. And from the marine sediment, we get the carbonated rocks. And the carbonated rocks go up to the volcanoes, are in they're in the underwater volcanoes. And then coming out of the volcanoes is carbon dioxide, which leads back up to carbon dioxide. So basically everything is carbon dioxide in the end of its cycle. And then that's the carbon cycle. The nitrogen cycle, starts off with the nitrogen, then it goes towards the nitrogen fixation, which is when the bacteria in the soil, it takes up all the roots of the plants. And then after that, it turns it into nitrogen compounds, being NH3, NO-2, and NO-3. And once that finishes, The bacteria releases, there's a special type of bacteria that releases the nitrogen itself through denitrification. And everything leads back up to nitrogen itself. But another way of getting nitrogen compounds is by plants and animals. For example, a pig or any type of animal peeing, pooping, or just straight up dying. Same with a plant. Basically, a plant, if it dies, it becomes a nitrogen compound. And another thing is that us humans, we turn nitrogen into a fertilizer. And the runoff from the fertilizer that we create, it goes into rivers and oceans, which is actually really bad for our environment. Boo, nitrogen fertilizer runoff, boo. The last thing that has to do with this cycle is that lightning can actually fix nitrogen into compounds itself. And that's the nitrogen